College Ball Weekly, analyzing the best rebuilds in 2024 to 25. All right, welcome in, folks, to another rendition of College Basketball Weekly. This time around, we're looking at the following topics. The overhaul check-in. With several marquee schools completely refashioning their men's hoops programs, it will be interesting to see which squads and coaches have been able to successfully navigate these choppy waters. Of course, we'll also review the biggest results of the week past with a few commentaries, while previewing the top games of the coming week at the end. UConn bounces back. My guy Bart Torvik has the Huskies rating as the No. 4 team in the country since they left the apparently haunted Lahaina Civic Center, a stretch that includes wins versus Baylor and Gonzaga, plus at Texas. UConn is unlikely to command the same respect they did last season, but the free fall was put to a hard stop. So, how about Dayton? The Flyers have a case as the top mid-major squad after some recent Gonzaga slippage, because UD is undefeated outside of two narrow losses to North Carolina and Iowa State in Maui, where they also clobbered UConn in the last-place game. Along with the Huskies, Dayton has also toppled Northwestern, and now Marquette among the Power Conference ranks. SEC dominates another Saturday. Kentucky provided another high-scoring thriller versus rival Louisville, but maintained their handle over the Battle of the Bluegrass. Meanwhile, Jordan Gainey went coast-to-coast for a layup at the buzzer to send no. 1 Tennessee to 10-0 over Illinois. Then, Texas A&M scored another huge non-conference victory for the SEC by downing Purdue in Indianapolis. Transfer portal and NIL rules make college sports a constant churn and burn of player movement, which has its fair share of positives and negatives. However, one domino effect is the increasing ease with which new coaches can flip programs like Sunday morning pancakes. Just this season, Power Conference programs Kentucky, Louisville, Vanderbilt, West Virginia, DePaul, and USC all have 100% brand new rosters and head coaches, retaining 0% of what they had the year prior. So, let's do a little check-in and see how the wholesale changes have fared at the various power players. Kentucky. These ain't John Calipari's Wildcats. The new coach came from BYU, the best player did too, and wasn't even a starter. Meanwhile, Kentucky's leading scorer averaged 11 per game on an Oklahoma team that missed the NCAA tournament last season. And the closer in UK's Duke and Gonzaga wins began his career at Delaware, and was Wake Forest's fourth option in 2023 to 24. What's going on in Lexington is completely unprecedented. Louisville. The Cards saw injuries turn two transfers into redshirts back in the summer, and the injury bug has now sidelined three more key pieces. The Cardinals are a shell of what they thought they'd be. Nonetheless, Pat Kelsey's group is perhaps overcommitted to the three offensively, though they survived enough defensively to pull off a couple solid wins during this brutal start to the schedule. A tourney appearance would be more than worth celebrating in his first season. Vanderbilt. Mark Byington first made waves as the Vandy coach by listing his entire roster as point guards on the team website. Nothing more than a stunt, surely, but Byington is less of a clown on the court, where his team is off to a 4-0 start against Power Conference teams, with a lone loss this season to undefeated Drake. Find a way to 9 SEC wins, and the Commodores will return to the big dance. West Virginia. Darian DeVries brought his star son, Tucker, along with him from Drake after accepting the West Virginia job, and then added a second star in Oklahoma State point guard Javen Small. As NBA fans know well, sometimes it's better to have two studs than a deep roster. Small and DeVries are perfect complements as a 1-2 punch, and there's just enough shooting, but possibly not enough size, to make the Mountaineers tourney material. DePaul. I tweeted out a chart, see below, declaring DePaul as the most productive shooting team in the country earlier in the week, because no squad has a better combination of volume and accuracy from deep. They also doubled their win total from last season. In just 6 total games this season, 6-0 start versus 3-29 a year ago. USC. Eric Musselman would have better luck tying on a blindfold and lobbing a dart directly into the bullseye than he'd have trying to guess how this Trojan team will perform each time out. USC lost 3 straight at the end of November, including a 71-36 bludgeoning from St. Mary's. Yet they also beat Washington by 24 points to snap that streak. At the very least, this group is as unpredictable as you'd expect from a totally new roster and coach. Overall, that's a lot of 3 happy teams, isn't it? You look at DePaul, West Virginia, Louisville. Those are 3 of the top 15 teams in the country in 3-point rate. How often you shoot threes.